Hello, ladies and gentlemen, it's Mike here at Game From Scratch, and the world of indie development can get pretty expensive. If you're trying to bring your game to market, but you don't want to sell your soul to a publisher, what can you do? Well, one of the options potentially is the Game Dev Fund, which was just launched. Now, I'll be honest, I probably wouldn't have covered this, except for I actually recognize and know one of the names behind it. I actually have seen several of the names behind this fund, so it does seem legit in that regard. I don't know who the funding is, I don't know who the source of the money is. I tried to search for that, and I could never find anything. But I got this email this morning, and then the following press release, and then we'll check out their website. So, hi Mike, good news for indie game developers out there looking for funding their demos. A new investment fund has just been launched. Game Dev Fund welcomes applications from game developer teams and looks forward to shipping new promising games. Besides that, the team is looking for partners to join their network of mentors, fellow VCs, VC being venture capitalists, those are the people that give you money for a stake, more or less, and publishers. See an official press release below for more information. We would appreciate if you shared the news, blah, blah, blah. All right, so here is the launch news. It's getting clipped off for some reason, so it's the Game Dev Fund. Pretty reasonable name. It is an early stage. Now, in terms of how early we were talking here, your game concept is in place, so you can pitch and sell it, and you have a functional demo. So probably 40 to 50% developed range, that is where they would come in. And probably that is where the point is that you start needing to get money if you need to expand your team or get into marketing and that kind of stuff. So it does make sense. So they do seem to be based primarily out of Lithuania, but the Game Dev Fund is ready to accept applications for funding from developers across EU countries. Early stage investment fund has come together to contribute to the success of promising premium PC and console games. A quote from the founder, I am not even going to try to pronounce your name, sorry. The Game Dev Fund is a result of game industry veterans' wish to give back to the community. What we've noticed is that after many years of experience in the industry, you start having intrinsic drive to share your knowledge and help others to succeed. We can relate to game developers, we understand their needs and how it feels to be in a founder's shoes. We know how challenging it is to acquire funding for your indie game. That is why we came together and collected the funds. I want to point that sentence out. Collected the funds to support many teams out there looking to ship their games. Now, there's nothing particularly terrifying about that comment. Just know there is money backing these people. It isn't necessarily their own money. And I did some searching. I couldn't find what the actual financier is behind this VC group. So that's one of those things I would definitely want to find out before signing up. So, besides providing funding for premium indie PC games, Game Dev Fund has a growing pool of mentors who are eager to share advice and give direction for successful game development and launch. Team is proactively looking to expand its network of advisors, fellow VCs, and publishers in order to match game developers with relevant people in the industry who can help them to succeed. So if you have a demo, key thing, you have to have a demo to apply. You can apply at their website. We're going to go check out their website in just a second. So about it, unites a number of professionals with diverse competence in the video game industry. The team consists of game engine developers, business professionals, mentors within various fields. Game Dev Fund originates from the Baltic and Nordic regions. It is open for business with game developers from all EU countries. Now, this is the part I find interesting for everybody else. The company is in constant growth of its investment fund and its network of mentors and partners around the world. So it's EU now, but potentially this could change going forward. So let's go take a look at their website. This, by the way, is available at gamedevfund.vc. And it's more or less, the website has pretty much the same basic information that we just covered there. There are a couple of more interesting things here. Specifically, we can see the names behind it. And again, that is one of the reasons why I actually decided to do this video. And then on top of that, we can actually find out what kind of funding we're looking at here. So no matter if your game idea is crazy or sane, we want to see and experience it. We believe in the great potential of game developers such as yourself. And we know how challenging it can be to bring your dream game into fruition. If you have a playable game demo for PC or console, again, playable demo required. Congratulations, you have come a long way already. Now we are here to help you take off and ship your dream game to the next level. In terms of the funding that is available, so we look for game development teams from EU countries and provide funds to the games we believe in. Size of investment depends on an individual case. Could be anywhere from nothing, so they could be just purely mentoring, which has its value, of course. I don't really understand the commentary here. 1-0, 5 euro. I don't know what they're getting at there. I think that maybe it should have been this, 1 to 5 million euro, but pretty solid funding. I don't think any indie game is going to require much over 5 million to get it across the finish line. So they can fund out quite a few titles here. And again, if you're just looking for a mentoring type relationship or connections, etc., they could potentially help you there. No money involved. And then in terms of what about your game? Do you own it? So creative freedom. We trust in your ideas and abilities and would like to leave you full creative freedom. Although at Game Dev Fund, we are always happy to give you some valuable advice. And of course, they're going to do mentoring as well. So who is behind the Game Dev Fund? Like, who are the people running the initiative? Well, the big one that you may know here is Eris. I'm not even going to try with this last name here, but he is was a Unity developer. He was on the core Unity game engine team since like 2005 or 2006. You may also recognize him from Twitter as Eris_P. He is the founder of the Game Dev Mastodon channel. So if you are looking for a Twitter alternative, I'll get back to that in just a minute. But he is the guy behind Game Dev Plays. He's also, again, a core engine developer at Unity for a number of years. Basically, if you go through this list, you're going to find a lot of these people, actually. Most of these people were at Unity at some point in time. He's a business guy. I don't think he was at Unity, but I believe pretty much all of the rest of these people were contributing to Unity for quite a while. And I got a feeling that some of this might stem from the fact that there was a giant payday at Unity somewhat recently with the IPO. And there's a lot of people that are kind of semi-retired, moved on, and are looking for things to do. So these guys, again, are all more or less Unity people. Then we also get into the mentoring for this guy, for example. I don't know if I'm not going to sign in. I'm not going to show you. He's at Unity, so one of the mentors. But this is the guy actually behind the Heretic demo and all the other films that Unity have produced recently. So again, a lot of ex-Unity people, or even some of the mentors here, are current Unity people, and they're growing their collection of mentors and other people involved. Again, one of the big things I would want to know about before going anywhere with this is that where the money is coming from. And of course, you're going to know what the conditions are. So are you going to give up IP rights? What share of profit they're going to get, etc. So you're going to want to go into all of those things, get a lawyer, figure it out. But if you're looking for basically between 0 and 5 million euro worth of investment, you're based out of an EU country, and you have a playable demo, Game Dev Fund could be a good hookup for you. It's kind of like a publisher light, so it's more than a VC. VC normally just would hand you money, but aren't really in the industry specifically, whereas publishers, the relationship there, especially when you are the small fry, is generally quite predatory, so not normally in your best interest, and it's a good way to lose your IP rights as well. So this could be a good middle ground. You need funding, you need help, but you don't want to sell your soul. Game Dev Fund could be a good pickup for you. Now, I mentioned earlier on about Mastodon. This here, by the way, is Mastodon, and ironically here, this is Eris responding in here, I think, somewhere. But Eris, this guy right here, is the founder of GameDev.Place. I've been here for a very long time. I think I joined it like 7 or 8 years ago. But you find with the recent things going on at Twitter, a lot of people are looking for an alternative home. And this is very focused on game development. So with the way my feed is set up and the way that this place works, I get pretty much all game development related content here, and it's an interesting place to join. So again, Eris P, former Unity developer for like almost 20 years, I think 16 years there. He is now here running in the Mastodon game dev server. He's also a contributor to Blender these days. So ladies and gentlemen, that is the Game Dev Fund. Let me know what you think of this idea. Would you like to see it branch out and move beyond the EU? Are you looking for something like this? Also, again, do be concerned anytime you're looking at a relationship like this. They may want to help other game developers get their game off the ground, but the world is not truly altruistic. Do see what strings are attached. People don't just give you money for no particular reason, so just do be aware of that. But I don't see anything shady here. I do wish I could have found the actual funding source. Unfortunately, I couldn't. So let me know what you think. I will talk to you all later, and goodbye.